Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This is Lenore and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is going to be a reading for Taurus. I almost forgot. It is Taurus, yes. If your solar, lunar, ascending, or rising sign is in Taurus, this message is for you. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to turn the cup 3 times counterclockwise. Then I'm going to tap on it and lift and see what the leaves have for us. Okay. Getting a little overzealous there with it. 2, 3. Okay. Let's be careful, Lenore. All right, now let's see. Oh, that's interesting. As soon as I pick it up, I see this face right here, right in the center. It looks like a sleeping face. So, I wonder, are you very sleepy? This other face right up here looks like it's kind of sad. I wonder if you aren't kind of going through a little bit of a rough patch here. These kind of seem like not the happiest faces. This doesn't look like a very peaceful sleeping face. It kind of looks, I don't know, just a tad morose, I guess. And this one just doesn't look super happy. But then again, if I turn it this way, it kind of looks like this one's winking and half smiling. So I don't know, maybe there's kind of a jumble of emotions. We are getting into those holiday weeks, and you know, the seasons are changing, and you know, for a lot of us, we have that seasonal affective disorder that kicks in. You know, less light. Maybe if you are in the northern hemisphere, you're just not getting the same amount of vitamin D. And it's probably getting a little bit cooler where you're at. And everything is kind of just looking pretty bleak, especially where I am at. We've had some snow. Now the snow's melting. Everything kind of just looks icky. So, you know, it's easy to kind of get into these funky, sleepy moods for sure. I know I've been super more tired than I am at the peak of summer. I just don't have the same stamina when it's so cold. So Taurus, you're not really alone in that. But you know, that kind of depleted energy really can start to get to you. I do know that. Well, this one's kind of interesting. Oh, let's please stay in focus here. It's kind of cute. It looks like maybe like a human figure, but it also kind of looks like a cat, like a little cat skiing. And then its little arm is raised there. And then right in front of it, it looks like another person skiing or snowboarding or what is that called? Jet skiing, I guess, on the water, or snowmobiling, possibly. Or maybe this one, I thought skiing, but maybe it looks like it's fishing. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe this is more like, I'm getting the impression that these are skiers, like they're skiing, but it kind of does look like fishing. So I don't know which one to go with. Maybe this one looks like it's a fish right here. It looks like it's maybe almost caught a fish. So we'll go with the imagery of fishing. I'm sorry, that was confusing. At first, I just really thought skiing, or we could go with the double meaning, right? Let's start with skiing. So if we think that these are skiing, definitely whenever I see the symbolism of skiing, skateboarding, not so much bicycling, but more of these kind of smooth sailing type of sports or methods of of movement, the vehicles and or whatever. I think that this is like kind of an indicator that you've come to a point in your life where you've done the work, you've learned how to do what you need to do. You put all the things in order, and now you're kind of, and this is the cliche phrase, but skiing through life. So whatever situation that you have been working on, you're kind of skiing. There's a lot of momentum. You're going smoothly, quickly. You have definitely you have put your faith into whatever it is you're doing, and you are moving forward. Okay. Now, on the other side of looking at this, if this were to be the fishing scene, which now the more I look at it too, it looks like that. So I'm just going to take this as a double meaning, because sometimes that's just how these symbols look. You look at them one way, they look, they look like one thing. You turn it just a tad, or revisit the image, and it looks like something else. And I think it looks clearly like both, which, is always kind of interesting. So I think also, I'm going to go with this reading is going to be definitely more based in things along the line of your career, gathering resources, kind of some of the more mundane stuff. I think that probably you've had some troubles as far as getting your stuff together, getting whatever project or whatever. Maybe you've been trying to get a different job or a new job, or finding a new stream of revenue. Something has been going on. You've been working on it. I think it has you really depleted, a bit bummed out. But I think definitely going forward, this thing's really going to really take on its own life. I think it's really going to come together. I think this is going to be really good news. I think you're going to have a lot of bountiful kind of catches, catching all these little fish that are kind of swimming around here. I think that with this cat imagery, although it's cute, I think it also is very representative of somebody who is very thought out, almost kind of cunning in a way, not necessarily negative, in a negative way, but as far as their business plans go, making the plans that they need to make everything come together and work in the way that they would like it to. So I think that, so that does take some amount of cunning and, to be creative and clever and all of those other C words that go along with that cat. I think that definitely with this little kind of water skier type person right here with their hand, body, and then they're kind of standing on this and going forward, jet ski, water ski. I always forget like which one's which. I know one you sit down, one you stand up while you're doing it. I don't remember. I've been on both, but I don't know, like when I was really young, so I don't. Anyhow, the point is you're cruising along, you're just sailing over those, bumps in the water. You are just, having a good time while doing it. And I think that is something that's going to be happening in the very near future. I think this kind of very tired, grumpy, depleted energy that you might be having right now, I think is definitely going to be alleviated pretty soon, because your business life is just really coming together, your work life. And so maybe this is a project at work. Maybe this is a raise that you've been looking for. I think that, you know, you have really been angling to make yourself to rise in whatever career path, business path, create, and this could be creative as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be a traditional workspace. But I think whatever projects you have going on are really going to start coming together, and it looks like it's just going to be a good time for that. I think that I'm seeing here, this is a bull, okay, with the horns. It's looking upwards. I see the moon right there. And, you know, this is for Taurus, so that's very fitting, right? The bull. So I think that, you know, it's just, it reaffirms your sign and the nature of a solar, lunar, or ascendant Taurus, whatever attributes you personally have that coincide with the attributes of whatever position you're in. But also, I think that this is just, whenever I see the animal with their head risen towards a celestial body like this, it really is a dreamy place, creative place. But also with the bull, definitely a symbol of leadership, of confidence, strong-willed. I think, you know, this is just also reinforces this idea that you're going to be coming into this place of your projects, the things you've been putting your time into really coming together. And let's see if I can just get this thing to, when I'm using natural light, it just seems to want to focus on these shinier spots here. So anyways, I think that, you know, that really just is showing me that you're really stepping into this this part of your cycle that is going to be very assured. You are going to be really feeling yourself, feeling good, communicating well with others. I think, you know, there's going to be a lot of abundance. I also, side note, although this hasn't started to look like a love reading or anything to me, I really think that when you come into these periods of just, you know, really feeling like there's a lot of clear communication with others, you're receiving messages, you know, from the divine, the universe is really flowing with you, things are working out. You know, this might be, if you're single, a good time to date. If, you know, you're in a relationship, this might be a good time to start planning, you know, the next steps, the things that, you know, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, if that means moving into a place together, getting married or engaged, that kind of thing. I'm not saying doing that, you know, right as your career is rising, or, you know, you're getting a new job or whatever. But I think just, you know, I think when things are going the right way for you, it creates a space in your consciousness to build upon that energy that's flowing, you know, freely. So I'm not saying make impulsive decisions. That's not it at all. But just to allow yourself the space and the positivity to make some plans that are just going to you know, add and supplement that like good energy you have going on. So I think that's definitely, this will be a good time for you to start thinking about some of that stuff that maybe you haven't been, because you've been just feeling not, not feeling great. You've been tired. You've been kind of just feeling blah. Okay, and let's see, right here, I am seeing, well, it looks like an eagle to me. And it's really, it looks like it's headed towards the future as well. I think that, this ties very much into that dreamy quality of the bull looking up at a celestial body. In this instance, it was the moon. And this is interesting because the placement is very close to this spiritual realm up here, but on the incline of the cup/bull. This is definitely a creative symbol. I think that you're just having it, you're really having this renaissance of inspiration coming through. I think things are just really all aligning for you right now. I think that you're still kind of in that kind of icky place a bit, but I think that you're really starting to shift, noticing a little bit, the days are going by a little bit easier. You're getting more good news. I think you're feeling more yourself. Creative ideas, inspiration, all of that. It's just kind of flowing more easily. I think that you have, it seems to me that you are definitely a concept person, creative person. You like to, I don't know if you're like a visual artist so much as like, I think that maybe like a writer. It could be like writing, music, something like that. Something a little less tangible, but I think definitely you have a lot of, it seems like a lot of, like you're not, I'm getting the feeling that you're not putting stuff down on paper. You're not like a painter. You're not drawing necessarily, but you have a lot of imagery and it comes out. And I think maybe like something like writing or music, or I don't know, whatever, you're just creative within, your field of your career or study or whatever. And I think that this is just really going to be a great time for you. The next few months at least, I think you're just going to be on a roll. And just kind of seeing these little animals. It looks like a little squirrel. This one looks like maybe a little rabbit. And so these kind of creatures are kind of peripheral beings in our life, especially when they're in the smaller shape. But just in general, these are the animals that are living in our yards and our neighborhoods. They kind of go about their business. We go about our business. Usually there's not a ton of crossover besides just kind of seeing them doing their thing here and there. But I think that, it seems like maybe through this time it might be a good time for you to like maybe collaborate with somebody who isn't like a constant in your life, but somebody, maybe an older like friend or somebody you've worked with before. Maybe it's somebody that you know on social media that you just, you like each other's work. Whatever it is, it's not somebody that's like a main person in your life, but I think they're a busy creator as well. And I think that right now will be a good time to reach out to them and do some work together. I think that I really feel like you seem like you're in a very what's the fertile, put like creatively fertile, a lot of potential right now. I think just a lot of stuff flowing out of you. And I think that you're just also, like I said, just in this place of like really clear communication. It's I think that you're usually a decent communicator, but I think right now you really have the desire to communicate, desire to connect, desire to work with others. And I don't know that you always have that, but right now I think it will be, it will prove to be, you know, a really good time to make those relationships happen, and the work will prove itself to be just, you know, good work. And let's see. I'm getting kind of this, I'm getting this feeling there's something to do with your diet. I think that, I feel like you have been thinking about doing some eliminations in your diet possibly, and maybe doing some like transitioning to like detoxifying types of foods, vegetables and fruits, and maybe some, I think maybe some like antioxidant type stuff. So I think that it seems like part of this kind of like good vibes you've been on, or you're getting into, you're cycling into. I think that I think that you've been considering some diet changes. And I'm not a doctor and I'm not a dietitian, so I'm not going to give you any advice about like what, you know, what you should take out of and what you should put into your diet, like at all. But I think that whatever you've been considering, I think that it's been in your mind as well. And I think it's a good time to try some of that stuff. If it's, you know, if you have any kind of medical pre-existing stuff, I think, you know, obviously definitely talk to your doctor or, you know, dietitian or whatever. But otherwise, I think, you know, definitely this seems like something that's been on your mind. And, you know, I think especially during these, like, during the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, I don't know about what the spring is like in the Southern Hemisphere, so I can't really talk too much about that. But I know during the winter, you know, we have this, like, tendency to eat more than we probably should, more comfort foods, and, you know, just, I think our metabolism just kind of slows down a bit. We're just, you know, you have to push yourself to move more and all of that. So I think that it's interesting to see in the cup that it seems like you are being proactive. You're thinking about the things that you need to do for yourself to maintain this abundance of energy you have. And I think that that's really excellent, and those two things go hand in hand. I think finding finding some foods that are going to help support this, you know, creative journey, career journey that you're on, and just make you feel better than you would if, you know, you weren't eating well. So definitely I think that's a great thing, and I'm excited for you, Taurus. I think that's really the message I have for you today. I appreciate you coming by and watching the video. I hope that you will like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear how you're doing. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. What else? You can find me on Facebook, Ula Tea Leaf Readings. You can find me on Instagram, Ula of the Tea. If you're interested in a private reading, in the description is my email, and go ahead and hit me up and we'll get that set up. Other than that, I think that's it. So thank you again, and I hope you're having a most wonderful morning, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you, Taurus. This is Ula Tea Leaf Readings, and my name is Lenore. See you again.